field of education since its establishment in the country some 2 decades ago. The charitable organization has also rendered support to disaster victims and given community support by providing clean drinking water, and the group recently donated over $1 million to an orphanage. For GRTS News, I am Fatou Janimbai.
Senior secondary schools vying for the coveted trophy at stake in the Gambega-sponsored Fantascience Mathematics Quiz will soon start battling it out. The 4th edition of the contest, set to begin soon, has been launched by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Details in this report by Samuel Ba.
Known for producing and selling beverages, but one of the leading bottling companies in the country, Gambega Company Limited, is also playing a lead role in helping to prepare and support the country's future technicians through sponsoring quiz competitions which afford students a platform to showcase their talents. One of them is the 4th edition of the popular Fantascience and Maths Quiz competition, a television program which is contested by 38 senior secondary schools across the country with a view to promoting the teaching of science and maths education in senior secondary schools for positive results. Since its inception 4 years ago, the highly acclaimed contest has been bringing together students from the best schools across the country who share ideas that enable them to succeed in the West African Senior Secondary Schools exam with flying colors.
Out of the 8 students that went to the semi and finals, the least number of credits they have was 8 credits. All the 8 students came out with 8 and 9 credits, some of them with 6 A's, 2 B's, and 1 C.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Babukar Boy, thanked Gambega for investing in the education sector and challenge teachers to prepare students for another heated competition which will contribute to their future development.
Such competitions, especially in the area of mathematics and science, are not only preparing you to become scientists and engineers, but even before becoming scientists and engineers, the examinations that you have to cross or to pass before you become scientists and engineers, this competition will help you prepare yourselves for that.
Gambega's country manager delved into the importance of education, which he says is crucial to the development of any nation.
For a country to succeed, for a country to develop, it needs quality education. That is why Gambega thought it fit to partner with the ministry to invest in our young generation in science and mathematics.
The benefit of this program, is too huge, especially in the area of science. So once again, I want to, thank the students.
The ceremony was preceded by a balloting which pits the defending champions Methodist Academy against Muslim Senior Secondary School, whilst last year's runners-up Nusra Senior Secondary School will lock horns with Seventh-day Adventist Senior Secondary School. It has been said that the success of any nation depends on its product and the scientific background of the country. Conceived 4 years ago, the Fantascience and Maths Quiz competition is credited for the outstanding performances of many students, especially in the West African Senior Secondary School exams. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
The Independent Electoral Commission will conduct a National Assembly by-election for Kiang West constituency in the Lower River region on Thursday, 5th December 2013, in accordance with Section 91, subsection 3 of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. A news release from Election House reveals that nomination of candidates will be held on Thursday, 21st November at the IEC Regional Office in Mansakonko from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Prospective candidates should contact the IEC Regional Electoral Office at Mansakonko on 3534-203 in order to arrange the schedule for receipt of their nomination papers. The dispatch ends. The joint session of the Public Accounts and Public Enterprises Committee has unanimously voted to reject the audited accounts and financial statements of the National Council for Civic Education, this after the Council failed to meet the basic requirements for adoption. The committee, however, adopted that of Gampost, praising its management for rejuvenating the institution and keeping it financially viable. Samuel again.
The Public Accounts and Public Enterprises Committee continued its sittings last week, with the National Council for Civic Education and Gampost submitting their reports. The first to face off before the committee was the National Council for Civic Education, led by its acting chairman, Alhaji Modou Diouf. The committee, however, wasted no time in dismissing the NCCE hierarchy, saying they haven't met the required standards set by the PACPEC.
And earlier on, which we thought was a timely one, had come one along with your annual work plan, activity report. But with this was not signed and therefore unauthentic. And receiving the latest one, was barely an hour ago, showed that it was out of the law actually for us to be able to receive and accept this other document.
The NCCE was deemed to have submitted their dossier late and were not compliant with GPPA regulations. Alhaji Modou Diouf and co left chambers, perhaps disappointed that they were not given the chances to explain themselves, and no date was set for their return. As the NCCE left, Gampost came next, led by its managing director, Fode Mohamed Jaite, who is credited for turning the fortunes of one of the oldest institutions in the country. Jaite told PACPEC that after enduring losses for the past 10 years, Gampost made a profit of $2 million last year, the first time in 4 years to achieve this. He, however, credited his staff for the achievements, saying they were hardworking and dedicated.
The aim of our reform and development effort is to break the vicious cycle of poor financial performance resulting in lack of adequate investment, which prevents improvements of service quality and network rehabilitation and expansion, which leads to lower staff morale, public confidence, and volumes.
Jeffrey Renner, chairman of the board of directors, revealed that Gampost has not received any subvention since 2006. And urged the committee to carefully look at the finances of the institution very carefully. Members of the PACPEC were generally impressed with Gampost management for its handling of operations and finances. Some deputies, however, urged Gampost to improve on services such as its domestic money transfer. As the only institution with nationwide money transfer services, Pamalik Bai of Lower Saloum believes there is still room for improvement.
Particularly from the urban areas. Why I say this is for the fact that immediately you pass the North Bank region, particularly Farafenni, all the way to Basse, you cannot come across any commercial bank in that area. The entire community on that area, they are purely relying on Gampost. And I think the activities and programs of Gampost in that area should be seen very visible.
Honorable Buba Aisane of Combo Central was concerned with the physical transfer of money by Gampost in public transport, calling the practice unsafe. He was, however, assured that it was safer to transport money on public transport than on motorbikes in remote parts of the country. The Gampost boss also announced plans to transform the institution in order to make it more responsive and relevant in this technological age. Tamunjai, the subject matter specialist, outlined his expectations of Gampost.
Document postage appears to be a declining industry worldwide. And the same is affecting the print media. Now, having identified the threats that we're facing in this area, my question is, have you worked out a strategy, A, to cope with the current situation, and B, in the medium to long term, to strategically position yourself in the light of all that you have said, such that you can maintain a sustainable operation that is viable.
The report was nonetheless unanimously adopted by PACPEC, much to the relief of Gampo's management. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
Well, time now.